Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to the next session of the Powerhouse Series BFSI. We had a little hiccup at the start of this week. We missed one of our sessions in accounting for financial services, but that will be accounted for in the coming week. A few announcements. Today's session is of only 1 hour. So I did remind everyone in the group to please join in time so you don't miss out today's topic. Second thing, there will be a session on one of the weekends in the coming weeks. So is there any preference by the members or the participants on time? I was thinking about setting up a time during the afternoon hours from 3 to 5. But if you guys are working on that day, that is Saturday 29th of October, if you guys are working on that day, you can recommend another time. But I would highly appreciate if could that be on a weekend. So please type in your recommendations in the questions box, and I'll visit them at the end of the session and share the schedule as per you guys prefer. So today we have a new topic that is insurance, and we have one of our members here as a trainer for all of you. This is Mr. Naresh Kumar. Naresh Kumar is our fellow member of ACCA, and currently he is working as the head of investments at Jubilee General Insurance Limited. This is the third largest insurance company of Pakistan. And prior to working in Jubilee Life Insurance, Naresh was working in Cain Limited, a private equity firm of Daud Hercules, ABL Asset Management, and Magnus Investment. He is also a CFA charter holder. So without further wasting any time, I'll hand over to Naresh, who can formally introduce himself and enlighten us with the today's topic of insurance. Over to you, Naresh. Thank you so much for your time.
Hello everyone and very good evening. Thank you Feroz and ACCA Pakistan for arranging this session and inviting me as a panel member on this session. So today we will learn and discuss about the dynamics of insurance industry of Pakistan. So the insurance business of Pakistan is bifurcated into two main segments. First is life insurance or family takaful, and second is general insurance or general takaful business. Life insurance provides services or insurance against sickness, disability, or death of persons, whereas non-life insurance provides insurance of assets and liabilities. Insurance intermediaries play a key role in the insurance business as they facilitate insurance companies in generating the overall business. Reinsurance is essentially the insurance for insurers. They basically take some of the liability from primary insurers so that primary insurer can free up their capital and sustain the losses. There are around 42 insurance companies in Pakistan, and out of them 11 are life insurance or family takaful companies. Pakistan Reinsurance Company is the only reinsurance company which provides services to the general insurance sector of Pakistan. This insurance sector comes under the services sector of our economy, which contributes around 58 to 60% to our GDP. And if we talk about our financial and insurance activities, this sector contributes around 2% to our national economy. So these are the rules and regulations which govern the insurance industry. Insurance Ordinance 2000, Takaful Rules 2012, Insurance Rules 2017, Corporate Insurance Agents Regulation 2020, etc., etc. So it is a highly regulated industry which is governed by SECP. The minimum capital requirement for establishing the general insurance company is 500 million, and for establishing a life insurance company, the requirement is around 700 million. In addition to that, the general insurance companies are also required to have admissible assets greater than its liabilities, and it should have a minimum solvency ratio which is higher of A, rupees 150 million, B 20% of its last 12 months premium net of basically reinsurance expenses, or 20% of its liabilities which are again net of reinsurance expenses. So let's look at the general insurance division of our insurance business. So the market size of our general insurance segment is at around 140 billion, and around 50% of the premium comes from insurance agents. Uh, Around 90% of the business is generated from the conventional means, whereas the remaining 12% is generated by the Takaful resources. In 2021, the total claims were paid were around 53 billion, which makes around 38 or 39% of the gross written premium of our general insurance. So there are around 12 to 13 segments of general insurance business, but the main five segments, which constitute more than 90% of the total general insurance, are fire and property, motor insurance, engineering, marine, aviation and transport, accident and health segment. So fire and property constitutes around 27% of our general insurance sector, followed by motor insurance, which is around 24, engineering, which is around 15%, marine aviation and transport is 14%, whereas accident and health is around 12%. All the remaining 7 to 8 segments are less than 10% for the general insurance business. Around more than 50% of the premium is generated from the industrial hub, that is the province of Sindh, and around 35% is generated from the province of Punjab. So we can safely say that around 90% of the business is generated from these two provinces. So now let's look at the regional comparison of our insurance business. So insurance penetration, which is the basically ratio of our gross premium generated by our general insurance sector as a percentage of our GDP. So our insurance penetration is just 0.2% against the regional average, which is at around 1%. So if you look at the India, which is at 1%, Sri Lanka 0.6, so all these countries are leading in terms of insurance penetration. And if we look at the insurance density, which is basically premium per capita, we are still lagging behind against the regional countries. Our insurance density stands at $4, whereas Philippines, Indonesia, India, and all other regional countries are far ahead than us in non-life business. So what are the reasons why this industry is struggling in terms of generating business, since it is one of the oldest industries of Pakistan? The first reason is basically low literacy rate, and insurance is only bought when it is required by law or it is a precondition from a lender. This is in vast contrast to other players on the global map who buy insurance as a necessity of life. And the third reason is less or no digitalization, meaning premiums and claims are still processed through checks. Many insurance companies in our industry are tirelessly working to bring innovation in that. Many have become successful, and they might be launching their product by the next year. Awareness issues. Uh, According to the survey conducted by third parties, more than 60% people in that survey reported that they are not aware about the insurance policy benefits. So it is again the main reason of low penetration and density. Religious issues. However, I mean, many takaful, full-fledged takaful companies, I would say, have entered in the industry, and they are providing full-fledged takaful coverage to the companies. So even though there are around 28, and or if we include full-fledged takaful companies, 30 insurance companies in the general insurance or non-life business, but these five companies have a market share of around 64% in our industry. In other words, we can say that these five companies are leading companies of the general insurance sector of Pakistan. So EFU General has a market share of around 22.5, followed by Adamji and Jubilee General. And if we look at the equity and investment and cash, Adamji is the largest company, in fact, larger than the EFU General as well. So the takaful business size stands at around 16 billion, which is around 12% of the total industry size. Uh, Against the conventional business, more than 45% business is generated from motor insurance, whereas in conventional, the largest segment was fire and property damage. Here in takaful, the second largest business segment is health insurance, which is around 19% of the total takaful size. Again, even though many conventional companies have also started to provide takaful coverage by operating the window takaful operations, but these 10 companies, I mean, hold a market share of more than 90%. So, what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for our general insurance business? This business is highly regulated as it comes under the purview of SECP. Insurance Association of Pakistan also looks after the insurance business, which is again, I mean, very highly regulated. If we look at the threats, uncertain economic conditions, climate change in the form of natural calamities, and low disposable income or high interest rates are pose threats to the general insurance business. What are the weaknesses? Still, the size of the industry is less than 2% of our GDP. So it shows there is a, I mean, substantial room for growth. There is still lack of awareness in the industry about general business. Companies and people are not aware about the true benefits of the insurance. They only buy when it is required by law. So what are the opportunities? Again, CPEC projects. If new companies or new businesses come online, that will basically increase the overall size of the general insurance industry. And last but not the least, Sharia compliant insurance products. Many full-fledged takaful companies are tirelessly working to bring new types of products in order to increase the overall size of our industry. Now, let's look at the life insurance segment of the insurance business. So the overall market size of the life insurance is around 290 billion, and state life basically holds the largest share of the pie. State life is basically the largest life insurance company, which was formed by a merger of 32 life insurance companies in 1972, basically at the time of nationalization. If we exclude the state life from the life insurance business, Jubilee Life Insurance is the market leader with a share of around 39%, followed by EFU Life, which constitutes 29%, and Adamji Life, which is at 16%. So if we exclude the state life in the private sector, these three companies, Jubilee Life, EFU Life, and Adamji Life, constitute around 83 or 84% of the life insurance business. So if you look at the claims breakup of life insurance companies, normally people perceive that claims only arise at the time of death. But here we can see that more than 50% of the claims are being paid on account of surrender charges. Surrender means basically the policies which are being cancelled by the policy holders every year. So more than 50% insurance claims are being paid to those policy holders who do not want to continue their policies. And the total claims last year paid were around 182 billion. Yeah. So even though Takaful rules were first introduced in 2005, but it was at nascent stage at that time. Uh, After 2012, this industry or this Takaful business, started to grow. And in fact, after 2017, the growth was outstanding. Here we can see that the overall Takaful business was just 6% in the life insurance business, but last year it was around 13%. So more than double in last 5 years. So it is growing at a rapid pace in the overall life business. So if we compare our life insurance business with other regional countries, here still, we are lagging behind other countries. The insurance penetration is just 0.5%. India, China, Vietnam, all are ahead us in terms of insurance penetration of life insurance segment. Insurance density stands at just $7. In fact, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and India are far ahead than Pakistan. So it again shows that there is a substantial room for growth for our country, for the countries operating, for the companies operating in this segment, and that they should really work hard on the weaknesses, basically automation, uh, introducing new products, I would say tailor-made products for customers, and design those products which are basically which customers find necessary for them instead of mis-selling. So if we look at the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for the life insurance segment, again, this life insurance business is highly regulated. It comes under the purview of SECP. Uh, Uncertain economic conditions, low disposable income, and the spread of pandemics or natural disasters pose threat to the life insurance segment. If we talk about weaknesses, mis-selling has been the largest problem for life insurance business. When basically banker assurance was introduced in 2011 and 2012, many people complained to SECP and State Bank that a bank's representative did not disclose the complete facts about the insurance products. So mis-selling was the weakness, or I would say is the weakness of the life insurance business. Low penetration and basically the awareness issues which we have already discussed. So opportunities are huge for a life insurance business because it just contributes around 2% to the GDP, and we have already seen, or we have already compared our country with regional countries, and we can see that there is high room for growth. Uh, that was it. If we look at the statistics of our industry, so we can see the total assets of life insurance around 1.8 trillion, and general insurance assets stands at around 263 billion, and these are the facts which you can see on my screen. So investments portfolio of life insurance is much higher than the general sector. It stands at around 1.4 trillion against 114 billion of general insurance business. So here we can infer that life insurance play a significant role in the capital markets of Pakistan. The forum is open for question and answers. So Feroz, if any candidate has any questions, I will be happy to answer.
Guys, if you have any questions, please type in the chat box. Shahriyar, Naresh has requested for questions. If you have any question, please type in. In the meantime, while you are typing in your questions, uh, can I ask you if there is any individual from the insurance industry? We have people in BFSI, so okay, we have started to receive questions. Naresh, are you ready for some questions?
Yep.
Okay, so a question from Ijaz. How the mis-selling issue is being addressed, and there are any regulations being brought into place?
Yes, I mean, State Bank and SECP has worked rigorously on the mis-selling part, and they basically recently introduced some rules for banks, whereby the representative of banks will also share the responsibility for mis-selling, and proper training of the representative of banks will be conducted by these insurance companies for which banks are selling the insurance products. I would say a rigorous work has already been done, and mis-selling complaints have been reduced drastically. But again, this is an ongoing phenomena. So insurance companies are trying to provide, training and different types of explanations or about their products, because these insurance companies have a lot of products, and the products vary between company to company. So usually banks representative gets confused when they try to resolve the query of the customer. So a rigorous work has already been done, and again, it is an ongoing phenomena. So it is being resolved through proper training of these bank representative as well as the insurance agents of insurance companies.
Thank you, Naresh. Another question from a participant. He's basically asking, by law, is there any requirement for individuals to have an insurance?
No, no. Uh, if it had a requirement for an individual, our penetration would not have been on lower side. It would have been more than 1%. But since we do not have any law, or we do not have any requirement from the government, so individuals, I mean, have the option whether to buy the insurance policy or not.
Okay. Next question from Muhammad Fawad Khan. We have a government insurance company as well, PLI. What is the market share of that company? Can you shed some light on that?
Sorry, which company?
PLI.
Okay, post life insurance. He might
Yes.
be talking about post life insurance. Actually, post life insurance is not a member of Insurance Association of Pakistan, so it will be difficult to comment on the market share of that. We basically obtain the numbers from the association, which provides the facts or key states about the general as well as life insurance companies on its websites. So Postal Life Insurance is not a member of Insurance Association of Pakistan. There was a rumor in the market that they might get, membership of Insurance Association, but I don't think they have started to share key stats with them.
Okay. Next question. Any comments on IFRS 17 and its implementation in Pakistan?
Yeah, very good question. I think it will have a huge impact on the insurance companies because it's the nature of the business is not as easy as it looks. So it will have a substantial impact. They do not have any clear-cut date, and I personally believe that SECP will again, postpone the implementation date.
Okay. The next question also relevant to the IFRS 17. A member is asking what you think will be the effect of the new IFRS 17 insurance contracts on insurance industry in Pakistan. What kind of disruption are we expecting?
I think insurance companies have already started to, compute or start prepare their financials under the IFRS 17, and they are parallel. They are and all the books and accounts are being parallel run. But it will be difficult to disclose, the impact of IFRS 17 because it varies company to company, right? So companies are working on it, and I would say that of course their liabilities will increase because the nature of IFRS 17 is that the company has to recognize the liability portion. At the time of realizing the policy. So it will of course increase the liability, but it will be difficult to comment from industry perspective because it will vary between company to company. The reason is some companies have unit linked product. If you talk about life insurance, some companies have standard regular products, and if you talk about general insurance, some companies have the highest share of fire and property, whereas other companies have the largest segment of motor business. That is why it is difficult to comment on that.
Thank you. The next question is rather a follow-up question. Wait a second. Farhan Shahid is asking, as per law, there is some extent on motor vehicle insurance. There is some regulation regarding the motor vehicle insurance.
Yeah, but implementation is the key, right? There are, regulations. If we talk about motor insurance, but implementation is the key. More than we hired a third party surveyor for our motor business, and it was reported that more than 30 or 40% of the people, mainly in rural areas, do not want to buy insurance policies. So again, there is a law which is applicable to the whole Pakistan, but we find, implementation is lacking mainly in rural areas. So you are right. There are some laws, but implementation is the key.
Okay. Next question from Jawad. Is there any regulations by SECP or any ordinance out where who protects the policyholders and make it compulsory for an insurance company to reinsure with another company?
Yeah, SCCP is basically holds a primary responsibility, and there is an ombudsman which basically notes the complaints. So there's a federal institution. They have a separate website as well. So many people who have a complaint about any insurance company, they can lodge their complaint via email or on their social media platform or phone calls. So there's a federal institution, but SECP holds a primary responsibility for complaints.
Okay, another question from Bilal. Uh, what do you think if government takes a step for the compulsory insurance like other countries? How will be the opportunity for the companies in Pakistan or the insurance providers in Pakistan?
I think the business will increase significantly. Our insurance penetration of general insurance, even if we include both life and general, our insurance penetration is still less than 1%, right? Whereas, forget about China, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Vietnam, all are far ahead than us. So if it becomes law, of course, our pie will increase and of course, our country. So both companies as well as country will be in a win-win situation. More business means, of course, more tax revenues for the country, right? So we can pray that it becomes a law so that insurance companies can make huge profits.
Okay. Another question. Is there any specific criteria that Competition Commission follows to make sure that insurance companies do not exploit the people?
They do not have any specific criteria, but they have some internal rules which they apply on various industries. We haven't, I mean, uh, we haven't, or any of the company in the industry has ever faced uh, complaint from Competition Commission of Pakistan because this in general insurance mainly the business mainly comes from corporate side, whereas in life insurance individuals policyholders are the main revenue or our main policyholders. So and life insurance disclose each and everything on their website, right? So competition commission goes to their website, get the details, and you will find the more or less similar details on the websites of life insurance as well as general insurance providers. So I haven't heard about any complaint from Competition Commission of Pakistan. And answering to your question, they do not have any specific rules for general life insurance, but I know that they have some internal criteria because some of my accomplices work in Competition Commission.
Okay, Salman Aghi has a statement. He's saying that don't you think that insurance companies have to some extent face trouble to show the value proposition to the public at large?
Mm, it will be difficult to comment on that. I would rather say that insurance companies have failed to increase their share in the overall GDP because of various reasons. Uh, first reason is basically the uncertain or uncertainty in our economic activity. Second is basically they have failed to create enough awareness so that our insurance business could prosper. The third is basically you know, the the tailor-made products which they have started to work on recently. So answering this question that these companies have failed to meet the expectation of public, I would say life insurance companies, yes, because the mis-selling element of life insurance companies deteriorated and many insurance companies sold these those products as an investment avenue instead of selling it as a necessity for life. So life insurance, yes, but I don't think it is applicable to general insurance segment. Actually, the reason is whenever myself or my colleague introduce to anyone that we work in a general insurance company, and they always say कि मेरी खाला ने एक पॉलिसी ली थी तो काइंडली आप उसका जरा पता करके बता देंगे. So we explain them that we work in a non-life insurance business or non-life insurance company, whereas Jubilee Life is a life insurance company. So there is a confusion in the public. At the time of buying policy, they do not get enough knowledge about the product. So जब उनको यही नहीं पता होता कि जनरल और लाइफ में क्या फर्क है, तो आप इससे अंदाजा लगाएं कि वो इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी की कितनी डिटेल देते होंगे.
Okay.
By the way, I deliberately kept the presentation short so that we can more have a conversation instead of looking at the numbers.
Okay, Farhan, can I request you to please rephrase your question? I can't understand what you're trying to ask. But we have another question from Sayed Abbas. What factors in Pakistan make an insurance company go to blacklisting? Interesting.
Blacklisting? Sorry, I could not get it.
So maybe let me rephrase it. Sayed Abbas wants to know what could be the don'ts of an insurance company in Pakistan that are contagious to the business that insurance company is providing.
Mm-hmm. So the first one is basically not to pay claims on timely basis, because the key for any insurance company is to meet the claims payment as soon as it arrives. The second point is basically disclosing each and every minor fact about the coverage to the policyholder, meaning not hiding any single fact from the policyholder at the time of selling policy. Third is basically getting payment or paying the claims through legal channels instead of cash.
Okay, another interesting question from Muhammad Irfan. Irfan is asking, can you share some details on how an insurance company can get reinsured and what are the types that are available for reinsurance?
Very good question. I mean, I don't want to go into the nitty-gritties of reinsurance, but yes, reinsurers are available. In Pakistan, we have Pakistan Reinsurance Company, and it has the first refusal right. So whenever any insurance company gets business or insurance policy, it has to, I mean, get it reinsured from Pakistan Reinsurance Company, or in other words, get the refusal right. So if Pakistan Reinsurance Company says that it is not able to reinsure that particular business, then insurance company will contact their partners, say Swiss Re, Henry, or Kenya Re, and many other reinsurance companies which operate which do business with the general insurance or life insurance companies of Pakistan.
Okay, another question from Jawad. Jawad is asking, why are the foreign insurance companies decreasing in Pakistan? I have also heard that to prevent the outflow of foreign exchange, the government of Pakistan formed Pakistan Reinsurance Company Limited, because at first reinsurance was made through UK companies.
Sorry, I could not get the second part of the question. Can you please repeat that?
The second part is the government of Pakistan formed the Pakistan Reinsurance Company Limited because before the formation of Pakistan Reinsurance Company, the reinsurance was being made through UK-based companies.
Yes. So the main reason of leaving Pakistan, regardless of it is from insurance or another sector, is basically the economic instability which we have been going through for last 6-7 years. And the second reason is basically the exchange rate. Even though they come to our country and invest with a view of 10 to 15 years, but when they decide to wind up their business in currency terms, they are net losers. So that is the primary reason of I mean, leaving this country. Uh, and if we as far as Pakistan reinsurance is concerned, Pakri is concerned, yes, you are right. But even today, many insurance companies, there are 28 general insurance companies and around 10 life insurance companies. They hardly, I mean, hardly do business with Pakistan Reinsurance Company. So Pakistan Reinsurance Company mainly generates revenue from National Insurance Company. So everyone, doubts the business of Pakistan Reinsurance Company, and that is why they always try to do business with multinational companies, so that at the time of loss, or in other words, if the fiasco of 2008 repeats itself, so that they can sustain the losses.
Okay, Farhan has rephrased his question. So Farhan is asking, what is the concept of alternate dispute resolution committee other than SECP and insurance investigator for the grievance of the insured?
So alternate distribution. Sorry, what was the name? Alternate.
Dispute resolution.
So at times it happens that SECP fails to play a mediated role between two insurance companies, or say a reinsurer or insurer. So this committee comes into play, and try to resolve the issues, if any, between insurance companies, or a regulator and insurer, or maybe insurance agent, or insurance companies. So this committee is formed to play a mediating role. But let me share that I mean, all the complaints which have been lodged so far, gets resolved at the forum of SECP.
Okay, thank you. Sajid Ali is asking, how does the health insurance card work in Pakistan? He's specifically asking about the Sehat card. That is the government's
Yes.
initiative.
Yeah. So it was introduced 3 or 4 years ago under the previous government, and it was I mean, the entire business was given to state life insurance, even though private companies, particularly the last three companies, EFU Life, Adamji Life, and Jubilee, tried to participate in that, but government was adamant that it wanted to provide business to state life. So the Sahulat Sehat card is still working in some of the provinces, but the whole business goes to the state life, because the government is comfortable with that in maneuvering or manipulating the numbers. But the health business is generally the least profitable business for insurance companies or general insurance companies. Mainly they generate revenue from their other products.
Okay, quite a comprehensive question, but I'll try to summarize it. Sayyid Abbas is Sayyid Abbas has referenced a Contract Act 1872, that is terms of disclosure of all information to the insurer. So basically, his question is regarding that act, and he wants to know how can the insurer misuse this term, like making a rejection of any of the claim. Can this happen? Is it possible to misuse this term?
Yes, yes, it happens many times, and that is why arbitration clause comes into play. Uh, I mean, customers have different reasons to justify their claims, right? Whereas it is in company's interest to protect the claims or a claim amount, or to articulate the facts clearly, so that the due share of claim is paid instead of the whole amount of claim. Yes, customers do maneuver the clauses of policies, because it is very difficult to write each and everything in a 2 or 3 page contract.
Sorry, Naresh, I was on mute. But there's a question from Salman. Salman is asking, can you distinguish between Islamic and conventional insurance operationally?
Sorry, I think I was disconnected because of internet problems.
No worries, I'll repeat my question. Salman Ali is asking, what are the operational differences between Islamic and conventional insurance?
Yeah, so conventional companies, do offer all the conventional practices, right? Whereas in Islamic or Takaful business, only Sharia compliant way is followed. So let me give you an example of investments, right? Whenever an insurance company gets the excess amount for investment, Takaful companies can only invest in Sharia compliant securities, right? And maybe in sukuks, or maybe with depositing those funds with Islamic banks, whereas conventional banks is open, to place these or invest these funds either with conventional or Islamic banks. From operational perspective, they usually, each and everything is written on our website, or in fact the website of each and every insurance company. But from operational perspective, again, these takaful companies try to shy away from non-Islamic practices, and these practices basically vary from product to product. So details are given on the website of SCCP and all the insurance companies.
Thank you, Naresh. There is a question, but I'll break it into bits so it is easy for you to understand and to explain to the others as well. So the first question would be, is there any regulation that allows banks to sell insurance policies on behalf of another insurance company?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Sure. The member is asking, is there any regulation that allows or empowers the banks or the staff of the bank to sell insurance policies on behalf of the insurance company to banks customers?
Yes, there are some regulations in the Prudent Act, which was promulgated by SBP and which is applicable on banks. Yes, there is a law. I would say there's a detailed law whereby bank employees, pitch these types of products to the employees as well as other customers of banks. There's a Prudent Act which is applicable on banks. Yes.
Okay, another question from Jawad. Do the premiums vary according to the policy, the insurance policy? For example, if there is a high risk, then the company will charge more premium from the policyholder. Is it regulated by government that how much premiums should be charged or at what rate?
No, it is not regulated. It is a purely business decision on which different insurance companies compete with each other. But there is, no government laws or on that perspective. and government, I would say, should not interfere in these types of activities, because it is pure a commercial decision, which should be the ambit of these insurance companies.
I think that's about it. We have answered most of these questions. So let me just check if there is any question that is left. Guys, if you have any questions, please type it so we can just wrap up in time. Okay, another question from Farhan. Farhan is asking, can you please advise on the concept of insurance tribunals as well?
Sorry, insurance?
Insurance tribunals.
I couldn't understand the question. Please, can you please repeat?
Farhan is asking, can you advise on the concept of insurance tribunals?
No, I am not able to understand this question. If
Let
Farhan, can you
me,
please elaborate?
okay. Jawad has asked another question relating to the previous question. Which premiums would you say are more risky in general or another type of insurance? By risky, I
Uh,
meant high.
yeah. The premiums which we get from fire and property damages, because the risk is high, and we usually insurance companies usually get a larger chunk of claims in that segment, fire and claims. And second risky segment is basically engineering segment. So engineering segment is basically applicable to the machines which they get insured. So for if for any reason, right, the machine stops working, and the production or the supply gets a hit, so a company can lodge the claim from an insurance company about the potential loss. So that these are the two risky areas, or the high business segment or high revenue generating segment for insurance companies.
I think that's about it, Naresh. No further questions have been received. So first of all, I would like to thank you so much for your time and all the information that you have shared with the fellow members of ACCA. And I thank you for your time that you put aside for us and the members. It is quite a huge contribution to the BFSI series as well. And that's it. If you want to add anything, please go ahead.
No, I do not want to add anything, and I just want to say that if any of the participants has any question, or if they, I mean, if any question arises later or even after this presentation, they can either contact you for further questions, or they can contact me, so that I can resolve their queries.
Thank you so much, Naresh. That is so nice of you. So let's just call it a day. And thank you so much, everyone, for your time and for your presence. I had an announcement that I forgot to make, that there will be a session on 29th of October, 3 to 5 p.m. And that is the compensatory session that we missed on the Monday in this week. So I'll shoot up the emails for you guys. So don't forget to register, set aside your own time on your schedule. Until then, have a good week ahead, and have fun on the weekend. Thank you, Naresh. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.